Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Honey Don't. And this movie is directed by Ethan Coen. Not both Coen brothers, just Ethan Coen, as far as him being just the only one who's credited. And I've seen his previous movie that he solo directed, that being Drive Away Dolls, and I remember liking that movie a decent amount. There are parts of it that I do remember. Not saying that I remember a whole lot about it, but I remember enjoying it. I was curious to see what was to come next, and I was like, okay, this looks like it's something up my alley, and in a way it was, for sure. There were things that I liked about it. It was well shot throughout, and what I like about Coen Brothers movies are in this movie. I can say that. But what's really missing for me in this one was that I didn't really get much of an emotional reaction out of this movie. It was very hollow for a good chunk of it, and I think I would have enjoyed this movie a lot more if I was just attached to the characters, which that just wasn't the case for me in this movie, unfortunately. Out of all the Coen Brother movies that I've seen, including the ones that are just solo directed by Ethan Coen, or just anything involved with either both or just one Coen Brother, this was my least favorite out of the ones that I've seen. I haven't seen The Lady Killers yet. That one's supposedly their worst one, but this one I just found to be not boring, just kind of hollow, because I just wasn't getting much out of it. I love Chris Evans in the movie. I think he's the best part of the movie, and he's very entertaining and fun. And what he brings to his character is a fun idea, and what I would like to see more of. I do get a decent amount of screen time with his character, for sure, and it's definitely an instance where this movie decides to focus more time on its side characters than previous Coen Brothers movies, because normally you would see them for 10 minutes, just one scene, or not much of the movie, and you never see them again. But this movie goes into the route of really highlighting these side characters that our main character meets, and the acting's pretty good overall, and I liked Margaret Qualley, if I pronounce her name correctly. And Audrey Plaza, she was good as well. And I did like the tone of the movie. That's something that kept me going throughout. And the comedy worked for me overall, just not as well as the other Coen Brother movies that I've seen, even Drive Away Dolls. I think the humor in that movie worked for me a lot better, at least from memory. There was also some good dialogue sprinkled throughout the movie, and also the pacing was pretty quick. I didn't feel the runtime all that much, but also, in saying that, I do feel as though the movie could have been longer, so we could have gotten things fleshed out a bit better, and just really get a good understanding of everything that's going on, and just have things develop a bit better, because as it is, it's kind of torn on being a Coen Brothers movie, and also just a normal movie. And this is the first time where I felt like I was watching kind of a normal movie. And it just had a traditional structure that you would expect, and it just wasn't all that interesting to me. I felt as though I was kind of robbed of an experience. In the opening scene, while I understand its purpose, it just felt pointless to me, and there was a little plot hole that was sticking out to me like a sore thumb. And I was like, okay, this doesn't make any sense, and I just wish that I got more out of this movie as a whole. There was also some really cheesy parts to it that just didn't work for me at all. And even some of the character writing I started to have some issues with, because it just didn't make a lot of sense as to why characters were doing the things that they were doing. And even for a movie that's trying to be comedic and upbeat, it still didn't make sense, because it just went too far, in my opinion. And also, there are parts of this movie that just felt like things just happened for the sake of things happening in the way that they were, and we didn't really get much time or build up to these things to happen in the way that they did. And as a result, we just have a confused movie that just doesn't really decide what its priorities should be. It decides to do everything, and then as a result, we just get left with, oh, these are elements that you would see in a Coen Brothers movie where things are done in a certain way. But also, you're kind of structuring it in a way that's for normal movies to be structured. Just pick one. Pick a lane And don't get me wrong, I like movies that kind of blend being an art film and a crowd pleaser in a sense, but this one just didn't do it for me. I just found it to be all over the place, and I was just very disappointed by the end of the day with this one. Who knows, maybe I'll get more out of this movie if I were to see it a second time, but I don't really feel as though I'm going to be in any rush to see it again. It was fine. I don't hate it. It's just average, and I was hoping for better, and I wished I enjoyed it more by the end of the day. It was just fine. So, with all that being said, I'm going to give Honey Don't a 5 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below you thought of Honey Don't, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Boyhood. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.